All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling a little nicer now that I've sat back down, and I took a shot that luckily wasn't drugged. Which the voicemail we're about to listen to, the guy who left this one probably can't say the same about some recent shots he's taken because this guy got roofied in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Let's listen in.
Hey, Goblin. I'm just calling in. I know this has nothing to do with the topic today, but I thought you might want to hear about my experience about getting roofied.
I mean, no, you could connect it to the topics. It was like, you being a bad person. I guess someone else did that to you. Say really screwed you up. I mean, it fits kind of. I'll take it, A banger's a banger. It'll do.
During spring break, down in Fort Lauderdale in Florida. I got my bank account drained. I woke up in like a McDonald's. My shoes were still on my chain. I mean, it was an awful experience. So if you want to hear about that, call me back. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that happened during that trip. I got my phone stolen.
I need to hear about getting roofied. I am deeply intrigued. How did you get roofied? Who roofied you? Did you at least have a good time prior to losing it all? I want to hear the whole shebang. We're calling.
Hello?
Yo, you're on the Gobcast. You mind being recorded?
Sure.
Yo, I heard you got fucking roofied in Fort Lauderdale, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued by this. I just got done listening to your voicemail. You got to fill me in.
All right. Well, it was for spring break. Me and my boys, we drove down.
Uh-huh.
And it was pretty wild. It was like my third day on the trip. We were there for a whole week. And all I remember that night we were at this bar. It was like all you could drink for like $25. It was great. And then we go to this other bar across the street, and I think it was called like Capone's or something like that. And all I remember is hopping in line. And then that's all I remember. And then my homie said that they saw me like talking up with some girl, and I was like getting drinks with this chick apparently, but then I like left with her or something, and that's what they said. They assumed that I just like left with this chick.
Oh no.
Yeah, so they didn't track me down, and the other thing was that I didn't have my phone on me. So,
and you don't remember any of this?
No, I just know what they told me. All I remember is getting in line at that bar, and like that was it. And then so I gained consciousness in like McDonald's. I was like, this dude was like trying to fight me. It was like in the morning.
Okay.
And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, get out of the store. Like, what are you doing? And I was like fucked up. So I had no idea like what was going on. So I was like, all right, I'm leaving. And then like I didn't have my shoes. So I guess like they stole my shoes, they stole my chain.
Did you have nice shoes on? What were you rocking?
Oh, I don't know, just some like Jordans or something.
Oh, that's fucked up. They took your Jordans.
Yeah. That is pretty fucked.
Yeah.
But the word so that was like the first part. So I like gain consciousness. I like walk across the street, and there's like this AutoZone, and then I like walk. So like the reason I walked into AutoZone to talk to these people was because when we drove down to Florida, our car was messed up, like the battery or something. So in the back of my mind, I just kind of thought that I needed a battery for a car. And then this is when I realized that like I was probably drugged. Like I've I got fucked up. I've been drunk and shit. But as soon as I started talking to this dude about a car that wasn't even in the parking lot, I was like, holy shit! Like I might be fucked up. So. So the dude's like, yo, I'm going to call the cops on you. I'm like, why? He's like, you're in my parking lot, in my AutoZone, like trying to break into one of my cars. Like you're looking at all these cars in the parking lot. I'm like, all right, I'm leaving. So I get all the way. So I start walking. I'm in like downtown Fort Lauderdale. I have no idea where the fuck I am.
Uh-huh.
Like like I'm I like live in Pennsylvania, so like I'm not familiar with this area or like anything. I don't have a phone. I don't have my wallet on me. I don't have anything,
Uh-huh.
and I don't have any shoes on either. So I'm just walking with socks on, and I walk down the street and there's like a CVS. So I like pull into CVS and I'm like, yo, can I borrow your phone? I'm just gonna call my parents. And so like I try to call my dad and the phone doesn't work because I guess you gotta press a certain button on the machine to like go do outside calls,
Yeah.
which I wasn't thinking about. So at this point I'm like, fuck it. I'm like completely hopeless. I have no I can't do it. Like I have nothing else to give. So I like sit outside of CVS and I'm just like I'm just gonna sit here and wait and to see if someone finds me or like
you
if
just
a cop
completely
passes.
surrendered. You just gave up on everything.
Yeah, no, I mean like I really didn't have any other options at this point, like because like I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here and hopefully my friends find me or they figure out what happened, because at this point, I'm thinking they're probably waking up at this point, like, yo, where is he at?
Yep.
So I'm just sitting outside of CVS, like completely distraught, and this dude like pulls up next to the red light out front of CVS, and he's like, yo, dude, you all right? I'm like, no, I am not all right. He's like, what's up, man? Like, hop in. And like at this point, I was like, well, if I get kidnapped, I don't think it could be any worse. So I'm like, all right, yeah, like I need some help. Like I have no idea where I'm at. Like I need a phone to call my friends. Like you could really help me out. He's like, all right, and I start like talking to him about like what happened. He's like, where did you go last night? I was like, it was like Capone's or something. And he's like, dude, I've heard of that, like of people getting drugged there. And I was like, fuck, like really? And he's like, yeah. So anyways, like long story short, he like basically helped me get back to my my hotel that I was at with my buddies. But they all just were like, yo, where were you? Like, what happened? I was like, fuck you guys. Like I got drugged. And the first thing I did was I went to go check my bank account and it was completely drained.
No.
Yeah. So I like connected two and two together, and like I looked up where I took out my money. There was like an ATM at 7-Eleven or something. So whatever type of drug they gave me, I like completely complied to like everything they said without like I put my PIN in. I fucking dude, it was I don't remember any of it either.
Oh my God. And I mean, if I were you, I'd be pretty pissed at my friends for letting me leave with that chick alone. Did you feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty pissed off about it, but like I also was like we were all partying and like I wasn't really their responsibility either. So, but I mean, who would have thought that would have happened, Did
you ever try to like file a police report, or what did you do about it?
So like, yeah, but the thing is, it's like if I was gonna do that, I would have to be in town for more than a week, and like they would call me back, and like I was cash, so like the bank isn't gonna do anything about it, they said, and yeah, like it completely fucked me over. And if I didn't bring my phone out, like I didn't bring my phone out that night, so that was the only way I was able to get money after that was through like like Cash App or
Thank
PayPal.
God you didn't bring your phone out.
Yeah, I know. That's like my saving hope.
What a crazy smart decision. Why didn't you bring your phone out? Do you do that when you go out?
Because it wasn't working right, so I thought I'd just leave it on the charger for the rest of the night and hopefully it like turned back on.
Wow, that had to be fate or something, dude. I mean, that's crazy.
And then like 3 days after that, I wound up losing it. I like got ran over by an Uber, and like some kids in like Miami wound up like, dude, it was crazy.
You just had a shit trip to Miami. It sounds like.
I mean, it was an awesome trip, but like it was fucking crazy. So like if I had to tell anybody, like just, like watch your drink, you know what I mean? Like that shit it can happen to anyone, not just like pretty girls,
So I'm kind of curious how it actually happened. When you were getting the drinks with this girl you were talking to, do you remember anything of like if she brought them to you or like?
So my like two theories on it, because I've had a lot of time to think about this. I mean, and like get other people's stories to like, compare or whatever, like to figure out what happened. But I think it either was like the dude that picked me up out front of CVS. He was telling me that he thought it was like the bartender, which would make sense because she knows that everyone's down there for spring break. These people might have money, whatever the case may be, but she's making the drink, so she has complete power over it. You know what I mean? And they could have like a little setup. Some dude, like, they're like, all right, yeah, I put it in that dude's drink. Or it was like that chick that I was talking to. And like, she was like, talking with me, chatting me up. And then, they like put me into a car. But so what the crazy part is so the 7-Eleven that I apparently took the money out of was an hour walk to get to from the club that we were at. So whatever the case was, I was fucked up and I wasn't walking that. I would have passed out in some alley if that was the case.
Yeah.
So I know someone had to have taken me there.
Yeah, you got in someone's car and left.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn, that's fucked up, dude. I'm not going to lie. Maybe if it was on your own terms and like you were just with the homies, it sounds like roofies could be kind of a fun experience.
I don't know, because you're not gonna fucking remember any of it. Like...
True. But I mean, fuck. Any drug that makes you so lit, you'll just go to the ATM and pull out hella racks for a random whore. That's got to be a good feeling drug, probably. That's my 2 cents.
I will say the morning after, like my head was so foggy. Like I had I was going to an AutoZone to ask for a car, to work on a car that wasn't even there. And then like when he was like, hey, like, where's the car at? And I was like, oh, they're like just pulling it around the block. And then like it clicks into my head. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, what am I doing? It's just like.
Have you ever gone back to Miami or Fort Lauderdale since this?
No, I haven't. I went back to like the other side of Florida, like to Tampa.
And
that
did you
was
have more fun
better. There? Yeah, that was good. That was fun.
Yeah, you got to stay away from Miami. That area is fucked up, dude. They'll take all your money down there.
Especially during spring break.
Yep. Yeah, that's rough down there. Well,
they know you're.
they know you're an easy lick.
Sorry. Yeah, dude, because they're only there for a couple days.
Yeah, fucking. Well, hopefully, if you ever go back, you have a better trip next time. I appreciate you calling in and sharing your story about getting roofied.
Yeah, man, crazy shit. Thanks for calling me. I can't believe you called back. I didn't think you were gonna call back because it's not even like the topic for today.
Well, I mean,
but
hey, you got my attention, dog. That you got me intrigued.
Yeah, I've been watching the Gobcast for a little bit, and I was just thinking it was an interesting story.
Well,
Thought I would call in. Saw the Twitter post.
Well, I think people are gonna find this one pretty interesting. Thank you for calling in. You have a good rest of your day. Yeah.
Yep. You too, man.
Appreciate you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Damn, that's fucking. I don't know. That's an amazing story to tell, but also I would be so mad because, like, what do you do in that crime? That's such a frustrating crime to be a victim of. Like, you can't prosecute that. You probably didn't lose enough money for the cops to really care that much about either. Like, if you lose a couple grand out of your account that you had put aside for your trip to Miami and you go to them and go like, my drink got roofied, it's like, that's a crime that you have to investigate pretty hard, like someone got drugged and taken, to a random place that they don't remember and then taken to a 7-Eleven to pull their money out. And you have to identify all the people involved. That's a lot of resources when like you could just tell that guy like, hey, idiot, call your bank and stop taking shots with random chicks, But if the bartender's in on it, then that's even more fucked. And it makes it even harder to investigate too. It's a fucked up crime. It's a very fucked up crime. I for all the guys who get roofied out there, I pray for you. I hope that you get revenge in court one day. You know, maybe I was about to say, you know, maybe you roofie them back, but that's actually a horrible thing to say, and that's no, you shouldn't do that. You definitely shouldn't do that. You know, I caught that one. Even a couple shots deep, I still caught that one. But either way,